Hello, my little pretties. Do you know what today is? It's Halloween, and I want to take a minute to wish all of you a very safe, happy, spooky, fun Halloween. This also means this is the last video until I fly off in my broom, and you won't see me until next year in all different costumes. But today, I have a special treat for you. Now, you know I've made my witch's book, right? Well, I finished some of the interior and I want to show you. So this is my witch's book. This is Stories by Bonnie. These are all original stories as far as I know, that have like kind of morals to them, so to say. And I like to finish out Halloween with one of these stories. Now, in 2020, I did all about Helsa. You can see I put her name here, and this is what she looked like, a true ghoul, and I made her from scratch, which is interesting. Last year was all about the competition and the greed that some people have to win that first place and cash prize. And I kind of say, it's more than that. And then this year, our story is about a little witch who's obsessed with the stars in the sky. All right, are you ready for the story? Okay. Once upon a time, there was a family, mom and dad, Sally, that was 10 years old, and little twins, and they called them sissies, and they were 5 years old. Dad was away. He was in the military and just needed to finish up 4 more months before he came home and retired from service. So they bought a little house and Dad would join them soon. Now, this is not a regular family because Mama and 10-year-old Sally are witches. Now, they are good witches. They only use their powers for good. They either try to rescue animals or people, or they're always there to help with their spells or special powers so that people are happy and healthy. And so Mama let Sally fly one time a year. She was just learning to fly, and it's on Halloween night. She allowed her daughter to go up on the broom and just kind of survey the neighborhoods and make sure all was well, that nobody needed help. Well, Sally, when she started to fly, became obsessed with the stars in the sky, like diamonds, bright, shiny diamonds. And her mother always told her, you go no higher than the trees. Those trees should kind of tip or hit the bottom of your witch boots. No higher than that. But Sally became obsessed. She spent hours and hours in her backyard staring up at the stars, wanting to go up there, wanting to take a piece of the star and bring it home. Her sissies wanted Sally to play and to watch movies and play games. Sally said, I'm busy. I am busy. I need to study the stars. Well, Mama kind of became a little bit concerned about this because Halloween was coming up, which means she could go out on her broom as long as she obeyed the rules. Well, Halloween came and the little sissies got in their little witch costumes and Mama took them out and Sally too. So they got back to the house and Sally said, Mama, can I go out on my broom? And Mama said, no higher than the trees and no more than 30 minutes. I want you home. And little did Sally know that Mama had a kind of a secret power where she could actually watch and know where Sally was and that everything was okay. Well, Sally took off on her broom and she got up to the top of the tree. She could feel the trees whipping against her boots. It was kind of a windy night. And she pulled back on her broom and went higher and higher. She was bound and determined to go up to those shiny, bright stars, those diamonds in the sky, and bring some home for her to keep. She went higher and higher. All of a sudden, everything changed. It got really, really cold. It didn't smell right. It smelled like sulfur. There were things whizzing around her and bumping her and scratching her. And those stars all of a sudden lost their sparkly brightness and they looked like pieces of stone. All of a sudden she felt her broom halter and she was so scared she started crying. And then she felt something tug her down, down, down. And she turned around and there was no one there. And she took her broom and pointed it back down to the ground. She says, I must get home now. The broom was faltering. She had gone too high. The broom had got too cold. And they went down, down, down. And she was going through the trees and she was crying and so scared. And boom, she landed in her front yard in all the leaves they had just raked up. And she sat there for a minute, crying and shaking and so upset. Sally, she turned around and looked. Her mother was on the front porch. Oh, Mama, she said. She ran to her mama and put her arms around her and hugged her. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so scared. I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Mama says, well, you tell me all about it. She says, I went too high. I wanted to get the stars. I wanted to take a piece of the stars. And what did I tell you? Not to go above the trees. All right. Now, have you learned your lesson to listen to me and not to do something so foolish? You could have really hurt yourself. The sissies are so worried because you took much longer than a half hour. She says, oh, Mama, I don't even want to go up and fly anymore. I want to stay here with my feet on the ground and enjoy my family and stop thinking about the stars. I've learned my lesson. She goes, okay, dear. You're not going to have any flying privileges for a couple of years unless I need you for help doing something good. But you go run in the backyard now. Your sissies are cooking s'mores and they want to see you so bad. They want to show you all their candy and everything. So Sally ran through the house. She went up the back door. Her sissies were just screaming, oh, Sally, Sally, you're back. Come on, have s'mores with us. Let's go in the house and watch one last spooky movie before Halloween's over. And they all sat down together and cuddled up and watched one last movie before Halloween ended. And Sally learned her lesson and never did that ever again. And in 2 years, she got to fly again, only to help for the good. The end. Okay, I hope you love this story. There's a couple morals to it. One, I think a lot of times we get so enamored and obsessed with, sparkly things that catch our attention, but aren't really substantial. Number two, I think we think sometimes the grass is always greener on the other side. Oh, if I only had this. If I only lived here, if I only lost weight, if I only was younger, everything would be perfect. And it's not that way all the time. And the third one is always listen to your mama. She's almost always right. Well, I just want to say I've had the best month of spooky fun with costumes, decor, tours, parties. It's just been a blast. And it's time now. My broom is calling me. It's time to go back, fly away. You'll see me again October 1st next year as a new witch, a brand new theme. And in the meantime, I hope you just really had a good time. I hope you enjoyed everything and got inspired. But you have to come back tomorrow because tomorrow is November 1st. And that means countdown to Christmas. I can't wait. So I hope you loved this. I hope you got inspired. And I'm going to see you tomorrow for the countdown to Christmas. I can't wait. Bye, my little pretties. I'll see you next year.